everyone, welcome to Working On It. I'm Dr. A and I'm a clinical psychologist aiming to make your life just a bit more manageable. Remember, the tools and the tidbits that you pick up on this channel are purely educational. They can't replace therapy, but with some practice, they can help you along in your daily life. So let's get started. Today we will be talking about 3 ways that you can communicate when you are pissed. When you're angry, when you're frustrated, when you're annoyed. Like, easier said than done, right? Especially when we're trying to communicate to the person that pissed us off in the first place, right? But ultimately, we do want to get our needs met. Ultimately, we do want to get our point across, and we do want to be heard. So it is kind of important, I guess, to know how to communicate even when we're frustrated with somebody or even angry or raging. So I will give you 3 easy ways to remember what to do, how to get your point across when you are in those states. The very first one is about labeling. We tend to have this glitch in our mind, a cognitive distortion. Now, if you want to know what a cognitive distortion is, go to the thoughts playlist. I talked about 2 distortions in particular. Basically, like a glitch in our brain, a trap we all fall into where we believe this thing to be true, where we categorize it under something, but it's a little to the left of reality, like a funhouse mirror image of reality. One of those that I haven't talked about yet is labeling. Our brain tries to help us by just slapping labels on things and be like, this is this, okay, next, this is this, because our brain has a lot to process. So, labeling, we do that to our partners, to our friends as well. Whoever our target is that we're really angry with, we do that to them in a point of when we're feeling frustrated. Now, what that is instead of focusing on the behavior that really made us angry, we label the person as 100% something, right? So, we, for example, wanted the dishwasher loaded or unloaded, whatever it is, and we come home and that person, our partner, whoever we live with, our roommate, didn't do it. We are going to go to that person and, or in our minds, say that they're lazy, that they're inconsiderate, right? Same thing, our friend, we have a date or we're seeing our friend and our date or our friend shows up half an hour late. We're going to say, that person is just an inconsiderate, rude person that doesn't value my time. We are going to label the whole entirety of the person and throw them in the garbage in our mind as something. Rather than the more productive thing that I want you guys to work on is to focus on the behavior. Because if I get on the ground and I start to slither around like a worm, that doesn't make me 100% Dr. A, the worm now. It means that I'm acting wormily, that I'm behaving wormily. So let's focus on that behavior, right? Think about that analogy for everyday life. So instead of coming home and calling a person lazy or inconsiderate or even thinking it on our head, I want you to address specifically that behavior. Why the dishwasher wasn't loaded or unloaded when you guys agreed upon that. Why was it not done? Okay, so focus on the behavior rather than labeling, putting a big sticker on a person, labeling them as 100% something. That's one. Number 2 is I statements. This is very, very important. We need to be assertive rather than aggressive. And I have a whole entire video on this. One of the most important topics that I did. Go scroll until you guys see a topic. I'm wearing a striped sweater, I think. Until the topic is called how to make people listen and be heard. I talk about assertiveness there. Well, in this video is the number 2 way to get your point across and communicate when you're angry. I statements. If you come in there and something pisses you off and you start with you, blah, 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 that's a wrap. The person's not listening to you. They're thinking how to defend themselves, what to say next, all this stuff. They've tuned out a long time ago, right? You're trying to expend your energy and explain and whatever you're trying to get across, you're not being heard at all. It's just energy wasted. So instead, I statements. How that behavior, whatever it is that bothered you, pissed you off, how else it made you feel. Maybe it made you feel hurt. Maybe it made you feel sad, right? How did it make you feel? And tell them what you're needing from them, right? When you show up late, it makes me feel hurt. It makes me feel upset. It makes me feel frustrated, because then I think that it feels like you're not considering my feelings. That's what I think, right? So what I need from you is that when you are going to be late, please give me a heads up so that I don't leave my apartment and I'm sitting here waiting at the restaurant for you, right? So I statements and what it is that you need from them. Give them an out. Give them a way to not piss you off next time, to not get your blood boiling next time. Yeah? And the very third thing, God, this is such a hard thing, this third one, because I swear we all do it. We all do it, is throw in the kitchen sink. Meaning that we don't just address the topic at hand. No. We throw in all the other times that this person has made you feel that way. And in fact, the tangents of that, these other times that made you feel this other way. We throw in everything and the kitchen sink at that person, which, what does it get them to do? Shut down. Just like you statements versus the I statements, right? They cannot fix whatever you're coming to them with if it is 20 things. They can't do it. They can't do it. They feel overwhelmed. They're going to shut down, tune you out, or get defensive. And then it's just going to be escalating in a power struggle, right? So we want to only, this is so hard because we're like little lawyers in our life, right? We're always making a little case for ourselves. Stop being a lawyer. I'm telling this to myself too. And instead, address the specific issue that is happening, and try your very best to remember me in your mind when your brain just wants to tug in all these other issues and topple on top of it. It's not going to be productive. Those three things, right? It's not life's goal to not fight, but it is life's goal to fight well. And in order to fight well, we have to make sure we're being heard, not labeling every person anytime somebody annoys us or pisses us off as something whole, and not drag in all the other times that they've hurt us or upset us. We have to do those three things. So give it a try. Remember, fight well. We want everybody to come out feeling heard, but feeling unscathed, right? And if you just address the behavior rather than labeling, use I statements and how it made you feel. It's your experience. It's hard to argue with your experience of something. And not throw in the kitchen sink, not throw in all the other times they've made you feel that way, then you both can get out unscathed and maybe either have a nice rest of the day or a nice rest of your evening rather than this coloring the next day or the next few days where you guys don't speak. So give it a try. I know, easier said than done. So you know what I'm going to say? Practice, practice, practice. The next time you're really upset and angry, try to think about these three things. Even if you do two of them, I'll still be proud of you. I post videos every Tuesday, and come back and join me next time. Who knows what we'll be talking about next? I'll come up with new topics for you. I wanted to tell you, by the way, I gave you my Instagram handle where you can message me and get in contact with me and let me know what subjects you guys are wanting me to talk about and what subjects you guys suggest. And I said it's working on it with Dr.A. When I say doctor, I mean DR. So working on it with Dr.A on Instagram, and you guys can get in touch with me there. Anyway, have a good upcoming holiday. Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Until I see you next time, you got this. See you then.